It's your boy Doug Reacts. We back with another video. Most horrific natural disasters caught on Dashcam. We just went through a random hurricane, tornado type thing, hurricane probably in Texas, and it hit all at once, instantly. Bunch of trees all over the street, and yeah. Bunch of people power knocked out for like 4 or 5 days. I was in the lucky few that didn't have their power cut out, but I had a scooter, so I got to see that all the trees, all the power cut out in neighborhoods. But yeah, let's watch.
From a driver in Tennessee who got caught in the middle of a powerful tornado and an earthquake in Taiwan that nearly flipped this city bus, to a massive rockfall in China that obliterated one person's car, and a team of Australian firefighters who had to take cover during a burnover. Here are 10 of the most horrific natural disasters caught on Dashcam.
Trying to see if the mic's in the
On August 29th of 2021, Hurricane Ida landed on the Louisiana coast. The storm devastated coastal towns near the Gulf of Mexico, but had other plans for cities deep within the United States. By August 31st, Ida had weakened to a tropical depression as it moved into the southwestern Appalachian region. That's when she kicked off a massive tornado outbreak, spawning 36 storms between Louisiana and Massachusetts.
Damn,
one of
that's a
those
lot.
storms
36.
struck in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, just as this truck driver was arriving at the gas station. All he could do was sit, wait, and hope his rig could withstand the wind.
In Pennsylvania, Delaware, Montgomery, and
I'm surprised they
Philadelphia,
don't have like
the flood warning remains in effect.
safeties for
The
cars
flood
there,
warning
where
continues
you
for the
like
Platonic Creek and Harbor
penetrate
Tavern
the street or some
from
shit,
late
or
tonight until
like
further
grab the
notice.
street.
At 3:15 p.m. Wednesday, the stage was 6.4
That way your cars
feet.
don't take off.
Flood stage is 9.0 feet. Moderate flooding is forecast.
Wouldn't
The
say
river is
penetrate the
expected
street,
to
'cause then
rise
they gotta
above
fix
flood
the
stage
street,
light
but,
this evening to a crest of
you know,
14.8 feet tomorrow morning. It will then fall below flood
they
stage
need
Friday
like
afternoon.
buildings there that
Impact
help
at
you out
9.0
with certain
feet. Several
things.
driveways and other minor roadways are affected. Water begins to enter some basements. Impact at 10.0 feet. High water isolates 7 houses. Impact at 12.0 feet.
Ooh, they almost lift the truck.
Are closed.
Damn, it's gonna flip. Oh shit.
Maybe they shouldn't have let that tornado warning expire. For a split second, you can see our driver gripping his steering wheel for dear life. He's lucky his seatbelt kept him in place, or the force of his flipping truck would have slingshotted him into the ground. According to the National Weather Service, the Pennsylvania storm was an EF2 tornado, reaching wind speeds upwards of 130 miles per hour. Downed power lines covered main roads, and several homeowners watched their roofs fly away. The storm caused about $5 million worth of damage across Montgomery County. Overall, Ida-borne tornadoes caused over $13 million worth of damage across the United States.
That sucks. That's a lot of money too.
Yanjing County, China is a mountainous community in Yunnan province. It's home to nearly 500,000 people, many of whom live in the world's narrowest city. We are, of course, referring to the county seat of Yanjing City, built along the banks of the Nanxi River. It seems like a city wedged between two mountains is primed for landslides and rockfalls. One of those rockfalls struck on January 26th of 2024. A local man was driving along the G85 Yinkun Expressway when his dashcam captured boulders rolling down the mountain. Our driver backed up as far as he could, worried that more rocks could fall at any moment. Once he was safe and convinced it was over, he left his car to investigate. Just look at how big some of these boulders are.
Holy crap. You ain't moving those, I'll tell you that much. Damn, look at that car. I hope they're alive, because that car is totaled.
Thankfully, the driver of the damaged car escaped with their life. They were taken to the hospital, where doctors got them to a stable condition. Their car, however, was totaled. They're lucky the boulder hit the back. A straight-on collision would have flattened their car like a pancake.
Man, that's crazy how it looked.
Pompano Beach, Florida is a small city between Boca Raton and Fort Lauderdale. Like any other Florida city, they experience random periods of intense rainfall. It'll happen out of nowhere and then be over in a flash. For most people, it's a part of daily Floridian life. On February 16th of 2016, one of those freak rainstorms struck. It was around 8 a.m., and this local Florida man was on his way to work. He thought the storm looked darker than usual, but wasn't too concerned. He kept on driving, oblivious to what was forming nearby.
Ooh, damn, you can see it. Oh yeah. I would have turned my car around.
I can't see. Who turned out the lights? What the f***? It's Armageddon.
That man sound like Cartman, don't he? Who turned out the light? First of all, look to your right. You'll understand who
You
turned
can see
out
the
the
tornado
light.
taking shape in the distance. Our driver, who's more concerned about slow morning commuters, had no idea what was happening. That's when debris began flying into the road. The trees swayed back and forth, and our driver finally realized he was caught in a freak Floridian tornado.
Man, I couldn't drive. See how his windows are? I couldn't drive with my windows like that.
Well, there, boy.
I need that Rain X on my window. That way it like bubbles and it just goes down. The way he's dropping, oh sheesh. It's kind of hard to drive like that, because when it starts raining, you ain't seen nothing. Damn, look at that debris. Yeah, they're stopping.
No, get the f out of the fucking way, you dumbass. Wanna fucking sit down how to hit your car?
Yeah, people who don't know, don't just, well, I would stop, but not right there. There's a lot of trees right there. They got like 7 palm trees, bro.
Was our cameraman right to whip into the oncoming lane and then yell at other drivers? Probably not. He said fight or flight kicked in and he didn't feel like sitting around waiting for what he thought was a hurricane to pass. Later, he learned that an EF1 tornado had touched down near Hard Rock Stadium. It caused a few minor injuries, triggered a fire, and tore the roofs off of several houses. The Hard Rock storm was one of 3 tornadoes to strike Florida that morning. Even though most people think of hurricanes when they picture the Sunshine State, tornadoes are still common. Thankfully, most never exceed EF2 intensity. Between 1950 and 2022, there were no EF5s and only 2 EF4s.
Those are path of flight. I wouldn't have yelled at the other drivers, but I would have been like,
In the United States, we have devastating forest fires. In Australia, they have catastrophic brush fires. Between November 25th and December 2nd of 2015, a massive fire moved across South Australia. It burned over 200,000 acres and caused over $170 million in damages. The day the fire started, firefighters rushed toward danger to try and head the flames off.
I like the way he got
as we
the
know,
underworld thing
fire
going.
is unpredictable. It can speed up and change direction at a moment's notice. As firefighters raced down the road, they quickly realized they wouldn't reach the other side.
Had it playing like credits. Man, that idol's right there. That storm is crazy though. Nobody was injured. I see, bottom left corner. Yo, hell no. We fire. Whew. That's not good. I tell you that much. Oh shit. Damn. Was he able to not was his
The fire
just
had
backing
completely
up,
engulfed their trucks. Burnover mode was their only option. Unfortunately, burnover is the last word any firefighter wants to hear.
Did that fire push them back, or they just kept backing up because they didn't want to do something else? Ain't see nothing.
When firefighters enter burnover mode, they either slip into heat-resistant bags or deploy protective curtains made of the same material. It looks like thick aluminum foil. It keeps them safe as the fire burns over their trucks or the immediate area. Meanwhile, hoses will douse the trucks in water to keep them cool and not engulfed in flames. Burnover drills are a last resort because they can't last forever. Firefighters have to hope the blaze moves on and they're not left sitting in the middle of it. Thankfully, these brave Australian firefighters made it out alive. Others weren't as lucky, as the Pinery fire put dozens in the hospital and burned down 87 homes.
That's interesting. I ain't never heard burnover.
Clarksville, Tennessee is a major city off Route 24, about 50 miles northwest of Nashville. It's next door to Fort Campbell, home to the 101st Airborne Division. On December 9th of 2023, a tornado touched down on top of Fort Campbell, slightly north of Sabre Airfield. It passed through rural areas outside the city before intensifying to EF3 strength. That's when it crossed Highway 41 and smashed into some local businesses. This driver had no idea he was heading into the eye of the storm until it was too late. 25-year-old Cameron was driving past the Wendy's on Tinytown Road. Ominous clouds loomed overhead, and light rain began falling on his car. Then, out of nowhere, an electric transformer exploded. Debris began falling from the sky as 150-mile-per-hour winds battered Cameron's car. Another box exploded in bright blue sparks. Cameron said, "Nope," and turned down a residential street. But that's when all hell broke loose. Cameron could hardly see 10 feet ahead as debris smashed his car and cracked his windshield. He's lucky he didn't strike any other vehicles as he raced beneath bending power lines. He finally made it out of the danger zone and never looked back.
Cam,
it's
thank
too bad
you for
the video
driving.
has no audio, or else we'd have let it play. But I think the footage more than speaks for itself. In the end, our driver was fine. A bit shaken up, surely, but thankfully uninjured. The Clarksville storm lasted over an hour and traced a 48-mile path of destruction. It caused millions of dollars in damages and was one of the worst tornadoes to hit the city since the late 90s.
Damn. Imagine that debris just start falling out. Now, if I see a transformer go
on
down,
April 3rd of 2024, a powerful 7.3 magnitude earthquake struck the east coast of Taiwan near Hualien City. The county-level city, home to roughly 100,000 people, was just starting its day when the ground began shaking around 8 a.m. local time. A commuter on their way to work had their dashcam rolling when the earthquake struck the highway overpass. Every car on the road shook like it was on a spring. The bus on our driver's left nearly toppled over.
Never been. Earthquake sounds crazy. Yo, look at the car shaking. Hydraulics on that bad boy. Holy crap, look at the bus.
As bad as it looks, the Taiwan earthquake could have caused a lot more damage. In fact, only a handful of buildings collapsed in a city with tens of thousands of structures. That's because Taiwan has been preparing for this moment since 1999, after the Chi-Chi earthquake, the worst in Taiwanese history, claimed 2,400 lives and leveled thousands of buildings. Ever since, there hasn't been a building project in Taiwan that hasn't undergone strict earthquake testing. All new projects, like these highways, are built to withstand powerful quakes.
For a building for the resistance of earthquake, shit, whatever's in a city.
On January 1st of 2024, a 7.5 magnitude earthquake rang in the Japanese New Year. It struck just after 4 p.m. on the Noto Peninsula, a stretch of land off the Ishikawa prefecture. The ground shook for 50 harrowing seconds, but that's not where the destruction ended. The earthquake triggered a tsunami that took many Noto residents by surprise. The Shiromaru district, which faces the bay on Noto's eastern coast, was hit especially hard. Waves washed onto the streets, washing anything away that wasn't bolted down. Dashcam footage from a parked car shows how violent the earthquake was. In fact, this event was the most powerful tremor to hit the Ishikawa prefecture since 1885. It was also the strongest to hit mainland Japan since the 2011 earthquake, tsunami, and nuclear disaster. Buildings rock back and forth, and those power lines look like they're on the verge of collapse. On average, earthquakes only last between 10 and 30 seconds, so people around Noto began to worry when this one eclipsed the 40-second mark. Just when they thought they were clear, tsunami waves began crashing over the sea walls. Water flooded the streets, carrying debris and other loose objects. This poor tire shop owner probably lost his entire inventory. The water even gets high enough to move our parked car. Thankfully, it doesn't go very far. From the rear, you can clearly see the earthquake leaving large cracks in the road. Some of the pavement even pops up and breaks loose. It's a small example of how vulnerable we are to Mother Nature and how much damage she can do with ease. After some time, the camera cuts and the tsunami wave rolls in. Like before, the street is full of debris, and at one point, our car even begins to float. Thankfully, the tsunami was relatively small in comparison to others and subsided soon after. The Noto earthquake damaged or destroyed nearly 50,000 homes. Most of them were full of families at home celebrating New Year's Day, which Japan recognizes as a public holiday. According to government estimates, the earthquake will cost Japan over $17 billion in repairs. Luzhou, China is a prefecture-level city in Sichuan province. Fun fact, it's known as the Liquor City and is famous for its alcoholic beverages. Everyone's drink of choice is baijiu, a clear liquid distilled from grain with a 60% ABV. It packs a punch after a long day. On May 24th of 2023, a trucker was driving through the crowded streets of Luzhou. His bed was loaded with dirt, and all he could think about was getting off his shift and enjoying a glass of baijiu. A random sinkhole decided to ruin his after-work plans. Our dashcam follows the trucker as he navigates a busy road. Then, suddenly, the back end dips, and the whole truck falls into a massive sinkhole. It almost pulls another car down with it. Our driver takes a few moments to collect himself before popping the door open.
He's on Instagram. That shit crazy. Randomly.
这个是怎么回龙空啊？这个。看一下，对，这边。
At least the hole is partially filled now, right? According to reports, the sinkhole covered over 320 square feet. Thankfully, our driver made it out safely and nobody else got hurt. Lopburi, Thailand is a small city about 90 miles northeast of Bangkok. It's home to roughly 58,000 people who, fun fact, share the city with nearly 5,000 crab-eating monkeys. All the monkeys were indoors on May 7th of 2020 when a powerful thunderstorm moved over the city. A local Lopburi man was driving home from work as strong winds pushed against the power lines on either side of the road. Once one fell, they all came down.
Damn, that dude on the motorcycle, holy. That is not good. This is why you get a car and then you get a motorcycle. You can't get a motorcycle. Oh shit! Damn. You can't get a motorcycle first because not all the time you can drive with a motorcycle. And another motorcycle on the side, bro. Bro got off that bike, said, forget that. Ain't no way I will still be driving with all those sparks. Oh boy, it's still sparking.
Our driver, Anonsi Phanom, said he was lucky to be alive. A few more feet and he would have been toast. He did the smart thing and got off the road before the other set fell. According to the CDC, if a power line falls on your car while you're still inside, you should stay put with the engine running. The ground under your vehicle could electrocute you if you step on it while touching the car. However, your car's outer shell will keep you safe if you stay inside. The only reason you should ever exit before help arrives is if your car catches fire. But at that point, you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. If you have to get out, ensure you're not touching the ground and the car simultaneously. It helps if you jump as far away as you can. Just try not to land on the power lines. Bijie, China is a prefecture-level city in Guizhou province. It's home to about 6.5 million people who recently learned a valuable lesson about black ice. It was January of 2023.
I know I keep
Even
looking
for a
down.
province in southern China, Guizhou
pad.
can still get pretty cold in winter. On January 16th, it got so cold that a long slick of black ice formed over the Bijie-Weining Expressway. One person lost control and crashed, setting off a chain reaction you have to see to believe.
He like slid. Oh boy. Oh, they got out. Oh, they could see it. Oh shit. Damn, they could see the truck. Oh shit. Damn. The how in the fuck?
You can't tell from our dash cam, but more cars keep adding to the pile. Eventually, the expressway was locked in one of the worst traffic jams we have ever seen.
How do they not see after a while? I would have started slowing down. I would have
Imagine
started
being
blocking.
stuck in the
Oh
back,
shit.
wondering why nothing is moving. Luckily, nobody got seriously injured during the pileup. Police eventually cleared the road, and salt trucks came by to remove the ice. By then, it was too late. Maybe next time, they'll salt the roads before everything turns into an ice rink. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another just like it, be sure to click the link on screen now. With that, thanks for watching.
Slow down, my boy, slow down. You don't slow down, everybody's gonna be mad. Everybody's gonna be mad. Alright, Underworld, let's see if I am able to react to you. This is my first time reacting to you because I was looking at your name the whole screen. It's cool. It's cool that it's like see-through. It's almost fun, but first time react. Very interesting video. That crash at the end is a good way to end. Yes. Oh man. Good thing nobody was injured, as they said on the left side of the ring, the left corner. Yeah. Oof. Natural disasters, boy, they be instant, bruh. Instant. Yes. Well, hope everybody learned something like I did. I learned a few things this video, and we out. Peace.